The race is on for a new mayor to take over the top-end town of Katherine. The mayoral election has reignited debate over how the town best deals with high rates of alcohol abuse and antisocial behaviour. The current mayor, Anne Shepherd, is standing down, saying it's time for someone else to take on the top job. And the opening has drawn in a wide range of candidates, pitting family members against each other. The township of Katherine lies on the banks of the mighty Katherine River, 320 kilometres south of Darwin. It's the fourth largest settlement in the Northern Territory, with a population of about 10,000 people.
The town itself, look, heavens help me, we are the hub of the north, the crossways of the north.
Katherine's still a great town. I mean, we might talk about alcohol and all sorts of things, but Katherine is still a great town.
Come on.
I do feel a bit quite sad and a bit overcome.
It's a sad occasion for Mayor Anne Shepherd. This is her last Katherine Council meeting. She's standing down after 8 years in the top job.
I've been mayor for 2 terms, and I really think that's enough. I think it's healthy for an organisation to have that change instead of having the same person there, you know, for years on end. I've really enjoyed my time. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but I've really enjoyed it. It's been a great honour to be Mayor of Katherine.
One of the problems Anne Shepherd hasn't resolved during her tenure is the high level of alcohol abuse that has long plagued Katherine.
I'll put it in my pocket.
It's not an issue that's peculiar to Katherine, but of course the intervention made a big difference in Katherine. You know, the urban drift from the community certainly increased. They have so many issues to address, you know, their loss of culture, their lack of belief in themselves, and I think just addressing the alcohol is insufficient. There's much more underlying causes of why people abuse themselves with alcohol.
She's been a good, strong mayor. She always said that she wanted to leave the town in a good financial position, a strong position, and she's done that.
Tony Coots is an alderman on Katherine Council, and she'd like to take Anne Shepherd's place as mayor.
We have anti-camping and littering and loitering laws. It's quite disgraceful that people right at this very moment are camping under trees. It's all damp and wet and obviously no toilets and things like that. It's just not acceptable. So we have to enforce our bylaws and put the pressure back onto the government.
It's going backwards in the sense of the antisocial behaviour, you know, all that sort of stuff. I mean, you know, people are fearful that we'll finish up like where Alice Springs is today if we keep going. I have to say, if I get in, government and opposition take notice, I'll be up there standing on your neck giving you a choking if you're not looking after us.
Tony Coots' uncle, Jim Forscott, is also running for Katherine Mayor again.
So whatever your decision is, feel free.
He previously held the job for 16 years. The 71-year-old says the dysfunction and lack of stability in the town has drawn him back.
The real fact of it is that the people were saying to me for the first time, look, Jim, we want you back. And it wasn't until 10:30 of the day of the closing of nominations that put my name in.
Jim Forscott's decision to run has created a family feud. Tony Coots is disappointed at her uncle's decision to run against her.
Oh, I'm disappointed. I think it's a fairly public vote of no confidence in me. I do think he's had his day. He's been in retirement for 8 years and he's 71 years old and he should retire gracefully.
The same problems I was talking about 10 to 15 years ago are still happening in this town today, and not many of them being fixed. And I think it's about time we took them by the scruff of the neck and give them a shaking, and let's fix a few of the problems.
Here's to Katherine and the CLP with their...
Former Country Liberals MLA Faye Miller has also thrown her hat in the ring.
Hard work.
She won the Katherine by-election in 2003. In 2006, she suffered serious injuries in a car crash. 2 years later, she retired.
So I didn't die, and I'm still here, and I still have the energy. And while I've got the energy and the drive and can make a difference, I will definitely be trying to do that.
Faye Miller now works in the tourism sector and wants to improve Katherine's image.
It's drinking, fighting, urinating, unfortunately defecating, and it's very embarrassing.
Most candidates agree a lack of housing is contributing to problems in Katherine.
We've had no new public housing in Katherine for about 30 years. The population's increased however much, there's 10,000 people. There's probably 300 or 400 people camping in camps around town.
We welcome anybody that comes in from communities, if they come in for health reasons, if they come in to visit family members because of sickness, but we need short-term accommodation for those people. We are very severely lacking in short-term accommodation.
Yeah, well, we're drinking slowly until
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
You can get
You
can get the chutney out.
Last week, the police here tipped out 269 litres of alcohol over the course of 2 days, which is an enormous amount to be tipping out. 5 years ago or 10 years ago, the police were still tipping out the same amounts of alcohol, so nothing's changed.
But the Northern Territory government says its alcohol reforms, including the Banned Drinkers Register, have produced a 15% drop in assaults in Katherine in the first 6 months.
That's 49 less people who've not been assaulted. So, early signs are good. Obviously, the part that people don't see, but I think is an important part of the reforms, is the treatment side of it. We've put an extra $1.5 million in funding in this year alone.
Anne Shepherd is looking forward to a long holiday after her 8 years as mayor. She's unsure what's on the agenda next, but is confident she'll never be running for political office again.
I certainly won't be able to sit at home and do embroidery and make sponge cakes or something, so I'll find something interesting to do.
More politics, perhaps?
Oh, no, I don't think so. No more politics.
And also in the running for Katherine Mayor is Donald Higgins, Jodie Locke and John Donnellan. Voters will head to the polls on March 24.